Hello and welcome back to another episode. Now today I really want to talk about leaderboards. Leaderboards, since the dawn of computer gaming time, have been a measure of a gamer. They've been a little badge of honour to wear, and also a statement to the rest of the world, or at least the rest of the arcade, or at least the rest of the family, that you are the best at that particular game, or at the very least you're showing how close you came to the top of the list. Leaderboards are still used today. I mean, the only difference is that now you can have international leaderboards with the help of interconnectivity, Xbox Live, the PlayStation Network. People can keep up to date with how each other are playing from console to console, and of course on PC and so forth, from the other side of the globe, from other continents, other countries. Leaderboards have always been and still are incredibly important. But today I want to talk in particular about the good old days when on the leaderboard, when you died, or even actually when you were creating your character in some instances, or creating your game at the beginning, you only had 3 characters to represent you. You had to choose from letters and numbers, sometimes just letters, 3 characters to represent you to the rest of the arcade, or to the rest of the world, as it were. And I imagine that we all carry these 3 digits with us, these 3 characters, wherever we go. Today, of course, we're much more lucky. It's a luxurious thing choosing your gamer profile name, because there's not really that much of a limit. You can do most names and words now, but at the time 3 letters was it, or 3 characters was it. Now I'm going to share with you the reason why I chose my 3, and then also as well the reason why my brother chose his 3, and also talk a little bit about something else. But I really want to know if you have 3 letters that have followed you through your gaming career, and what are they and why. So for my part, my name is Mark, spelled M-A-R-C, Mark. It's a slightly unusual spelling, although it is the original spelling. Mark with a K came later. But anyway, you can tell I've had a lifetime dealing with that. But unfortunately, as you've probably already spotted, this is a 4-letter name. In other words, it won't fit on to this 3-digit format, this 3-character format that we've been talking about. So I had to make a choice. Which letter was I going to drop? Now, I could have gone actually with my initials. When I was a child, my initials would have been M-R-A, my middle name being Robert. But I didn't. What I decided to do actually was to drop the R in Mark, and it became Mac, M-A-C. Now this was partly an in-joke actually, because some of my cousins are from Liverpool, and they would often go, "Hey Mark, come here, Mark, come Ed," yeah. So as I was concerned, that's what they were calling me. It was Mac, not Mark. Hey Mark. So yeah, that's where Mac came from, and it's been with me all my life. Now obviously, now my gamer tag, for example, on the Xbox is longer than just 3 letters, but whenever I'm playing a retro game, or whenever I'm playing a game which has that sort of retro style, and they give you 3 letters, it's always M-A-C. That's how I game, that's how I roll. Now, for my brother though, he made a different choice, and actually for very good reasons. His choice was based on expedience. In other words, he was charitably you could say he was expedient, but more realistically he was a bit of a lazy boy, and he just couldn't be bothered seeking out his name, or something that represented his name. His name is Paul, P-A-U-L. Now, he had an option. He could have maybe dropped the U and gone to being PAL, but obviously that's a gaming, or that's a region in terms of the standards of televisions, and well, he didn't really want to be a televisual standard or a screen standard, so PAL, that kind of went out the window straight away. And also, it sounds a bit too, pally. He wanted to be competitive, so instead of using his name, he actually he looked at the alphabet and thought, well, every time I enter these 3 letters, I'm going to have to do it as quickly as I can. Let's see. And he went through the alphabet, and he saw, he got to the bit that was H-I-J-K-L-M, and he thought, ooh, I know. And he went with J-I-K K. They're next to each other in the alphabet, it's easy to do, and Jick has been the three-letter name that has followed him through his gaming career. To this day, my brother Paul will often sign himself as Jick in games, in MMORPGs, so on and so forth. So those are the two reasons that I've come across, really, for the most part. People either try and go with some version of their own name, or they pick it because, well, they can't be bothered. So often there's three A's, AAA, or something like that. But that tends to be someone who isn't taking things too seriously, you see. But obviously people can get very, very creative, and there are certain three-letter combinations which actually are often blocked on arcade machines. DIK, for example, is often one that you can't choose to have. But why did you choose your three-letter name? Which three letters have followed you through your gaming career? Now, before I end the video, there's something else I'd like to add on, and that is that I don't always go with Mac. For example, if I'm playing a game where you're playing as someone or something else, often I'll sort of go with a version of its name or his name. I'm thinking in particular here about The Legend of Zelda. So often I will go with Link, L-I-N-K. And actually in the Zelda games you've always had more than three letters in order to put your name in. Often RPGs give you that luxury. You can actually enter a decent sized name, because if you just had Mac every time a conversation came up, hello Mac, how much gold would you like to trade with me today? It would get pretty boring, so you have to be able to put a decent name in there. But I actually always went with Link. Now you might say that that's unimaginative for Zelda, but actually it's because I feel quite strongly that you're playing Link's adventure, you're playing as him, and you're unfurling his story as you play. In that sense it's not a true RPG, but that's probably something for another video, another point. But anyway, that's the only real other time when I sort of do deviate from that three-letter rule, is when there's a character-driven reason. And in the case of Zelda, Link, 4 letters, well, more often than not I'll go with him for my main playthrough, and then maybe I'll have a backup file which is Mac or some other, or maybe even Mark, who knows. Anyway guys, hopefully this has stirred up some thoughts and some memories for you. If you have any comments, or indeed, as I say, if you have a three-letter name, an epithet which follows you around through your gaming career, please do share it below. I really want to see them, and I want to hear why. Why did you choose those 3 characters? As I say, letters or numbers. Who knows, there could be some numbers out there. Why? And also, I don't know, where are you most proud to see it displayed? For example, for a long time I had Mac at the top of a leaderboard on Time Crisis in Rill. Yeah, that's right, but then sadly the arcade burned down, so there's no proof anymore. Anyway, as ever, until next time, do take care. Bye bye.